So your PhD,
Yes.
your PhD will cover blockchain also, right? And smart contract.
Yes, a portion of it it will be covered. I'm majorly looking on interoperability from the intellectual property rights, basically copyright, and I'll also be talking about some of the latest technological developments.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Thank you.
Professor Shah, Todal Shah.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. I'm Dr. Toral Shah from NMIMS Navi Mumbai, and I'm from the computer science department. I personally don't have a computer science background, but my students are interested in Web 3.0. So they're doing some work. So I need to learn before they learn. So that's why one of the
You can request your students also to join. I think Deepak.
Yeah, they can join. You can share the link. They can join.
You can share the link. They can
sir.
join.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. I'll pass on the link. I'll see if
You are from which discipline, Professor Shah?
my background is electronics, but I'm currently in the computer science department in Navi Mumbai campus.
Okay. Dr. Bellari.
Dr. Bellari, he's from DJ Sangvi, I think so.
Yeah, very good afternoon, sir. I'm Dr. Ravi Bellari. I'm the Deputy Librarian in MPSTLB Mumbai campus.
MPST, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Kashlekar.
Good
Yes,
afternoon,
Professor.
sir. I'm from NMIMS Navi Mumbai campus. So I'm the assistant librarian at NMIMS Navi Mumbai campus. And have interest regarding Web 3.0, so join this session.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. And Professor Patil. I don't know whether some more people will join. Deepak, can I start?
Yes, so we can start. I will briefly introduce you to our participants because some of the participants may be new who would not have seen your or been in your earlier sessions. So friends, welcome, and I take this opportunity to introduce Dr. Paritosh Basu. So he is from our own NMIMS family in that sense. He was with us on a full-time basis for almost 9 years. He was a senior professor and chairperson MBA Law in SBM. And now he's moved on being a visiting faculty and an adjunct faculty in IIM Kozhikode. So Dr. Basu is essentially a digital evangelist. So he's actually from the field of commerce and finance and accounts, but he has transformed himself into a digital evangelist. So he can talk as easily about blockchain as he can talk about M&As. And currently his research projects include crowdfunding, accounting and reporting from blockchain platforms and CBDC. He is also serving as a senior director services of Strategility Consulting Private Limited. And he has recently written a book called Digital Transformation, A Prismatic View, which was published sometime back in Calcutta, released sometime back in Calcutta. He joined here after a very long stint in the corporate world, where he was there for almost 34 years. And he was the global group of controller of accounts and CFO for 2 large MNCs of India. And he was conferred the fellow of Indian Management Association, which is called FEMA, in 2021. This was in recognition of his achievements and contributions in the field of professional management. He also received the Lifetime Achievement Award from Trescon Global in 2016. And he is a life member of Computer Society of India. He is an avid management educator, trainer, and mentor. He has chaired 4 blockchain and AI summits. Just imagine a finance person chairing the 4 world blockchain and AI summits. They were held in Moscow, Dubai, and in India. So he has also authored several case studies, several papers, and today he is going to be talking to us about Web 3.0. 3.0 is something which has come after a very long time. We used to talk 15 years ago of Web 2.0. We are now at Web 3.0. So here we are, sir. So over to you, sir.
Thank you, Deepak, for your kind words. A new addition to the points which you mentioned. Indian Blockchain Forum has introduced me as one of the top 50 blockchain influencers of India.
Wow.
Which is here. You can see here down below. There is a picture here. And I have also been introduced as one of the top 50 cryptocurrency influencers of India. There is another organization which has done it. And of course, my recognition is there is an antipathy or antithesis of cryptocurrency because I'm a strong opponent of cryptocurrency. This is that presentation in the World Blockchain Summit Moscow, which we were mentioning about. Participants, you can join me through LinkedIn. I have about 17,900 plus connection in LinkedIn. You can connect with me through Twitter also. I have a personal YouTube channel where you can connect with me. There are about 47 videos on various aspects of management and digital transformation. So let me start the discussion. I will be talking on 5 points on Web 3.0, and then I will interact with you with your inputs, suggestions, and questions. I will discuss with you about the evolution of communication, which is a very, very important point, because there is a famous saying that what goes back comes again. And I will prove to you through my exploratory study that what has gone back through the history of human civilization has come back again, of course, in a new avatar. Then I'll talk about evolution of connected computers. Then I'll go about evolution of World Wide Web, and next, the next gen application of Web 3.0. And finally, I'll talk about 4Ds of digital transformation and Web 3.0. Because this particular presentation of mine is based on a paper which has been published in October 2022 in the Management Accountant, which is a listed journal, where this is my 30th monthly paper in a row. My 39th paper, which has been published in November, is on robotic process automation, which is powered by artificial intelligence. So I call it intelligent robotic process automation. So let me start. Why I'm so keen to share with you the history of communication and the evolution of communication. Because I have done extensive research of history of each and every item of today's modern digital transformation process and digitally transformed processes. So if you do not study the old, perhaps you can't know more about the new. So I personally feel if you need to understand Web 3.0 and its differential features, you need to definitely understand the communication right from the ancient human civilization. So that is where we are to start with. 500,000 BC, that means आज से कुछ 5,02,000 वर्ष पहले communication started, where the first communication used to be gestures and postures of body, which is today's sign language. You can see in various other countries, and in our country it will soon start. With any news item, somebody in the corner is doing gestures and postures, and that used to be there in 500,000 years before, and which is now also adopted by metaverse. Earlier, people used to light fire on a long, tall pole. During daytime, the smoke used to determine where the air is flowing, and it used to also determine where the other people are residing nearby. And in night time, it used to show where the other people are residing to fight out the animals. So, which is present day lighthouse, mainly used by marine people, that is various mariners and the ports, etc. Sounds of mouth got standardized over thousands and thousands of years, which is today's oral communication, which has been adopted for telecommunication and voice communication. High-pitched sound of mouth for distance signaling during day and night. One is nearby communication by voice, and one is very high-pitched communication, because in good old days, people used to speak in very high pitch, and that is today's microphone, because people don't need to pitch more with their own voice because microphone has come. Then 3000 years before Christ, there used to be cave painting, which used to be called ideograms. Ideograms means people used to write something out of their own thinking, ideas and ideograms. And those used to indicate when a group of people are out from their cave for picking up things from nature. These ideograms on caves used to indicate to other people in ancient civilization that here people resides, so don't get into these caves. Bows and birds carrying written signals, paintings, and messages, which is today's postal system. So earlier people used to use bows, that is tirdonuk, and on the top of the bow, on top of the arrow, there used to be a message which used to be thrown in distance positions. And next is color painting on walls and dry leaves, which is called graphical communication in absentia. So this is also in today's world, this is graphics in metaverse and also in Web 2. So you can imagine and you can communicate and you can understand today that what used to be there 500,000 years before or 3,000 years before Christ, this used to be there in a different form, which has been transformed into another form, but the fundamentals of it are remaining the same. Then came the communication technology and this communication technology first took the benefit of electricity. 1837 came the telegraph machine, which William Fortgill Cook and Sir Charles Whetstone, they discovered these machines of this, which used to be electromagnetic machines. And these machines used to receive signals which could be converted into written words. So people used to listen to the signals and used to write message on a piece of paper because this machine had no printing facility. So believe me, in my childhood, in our post offices, I have seen these machines which used to be called in those days Toretokka machine because it used to make sound like Toretokka. 1876 came the telephone. Alexander Graham Bell was doing some research, and in the same room, one of his assistants was doing some research. And during the research, he could hear some voice through some, well, not voice, some sounds through some air from the neighboring room. And that ignited his thoughts, and he created a wire-based communication system, which could be heard from 16 feet distance. And that was the birth of telecommunication. 1895, Marconi brought the Morse code, where a radio wave could be converted into a sound wave through a spark gap transmitter 2.4 kilometers away. And that was the birth of radio, which is also a medium of communication or mass communication. Then came Martin Cooper's Motorola phone in 1973. This was the first ever wireless telephone using handset, weighing 4.4 pounds, which is roughly about 2 kilos. So imagine the first telephone used to be 2 kilograms. 1979 came the Nippon Telegraph telephone. It was the world's first cellular network in Japan. That's the first evolution, or that is called the genesis of Web 3.0. And thus the world received the facility for mobile computer and telephone. So 1837 to 1979, which is equal to 63 plus 79, roughly about 142 years it took to get the first wireless telephone, where people could talk from distance, where this used to be a distance messaging equipment, where a sound used to be converted into ABCD, and now you can talk straight away. Now, written communication transmission came first in 1960, where government researcher of US, they started written communication by very closely connected computers. Roy Tomlinson in 1971 brought us the ARPANET. Now this ARPANET is considered to be the first or father of email, although it is not the father of email, because the first email was software for email, which has been universally scalable, was brought in by Shiva Ayadurai in 1982. And in 1983, the very next year, we got the first version of Transfer Control and Internet Protocol, TCP/IP. This is the gentleman who is still available in LinkedIn. You can connect with him. A very simple, humble person. He says, creating the future. He has really created the future, because email opened the vistas of communication. Now let us see how human beings, through their innovation, got into various versions of World Wide Web. That means with the start of 1983, formal TCP/IP, which was essentially for messaging, now came various lifestyle facilities provided through internet or World Wide Web. And the first version of web was just HTML pages. Predominantly an information sharing platform was www, and contents could not be dynamically changed because it is to be controlled only by the sender, and once sent it could not be changed. Those functional features of at that point of time of Web 1.0 used to be the first version of search engine, web address, and HTML files. In these HTML files could not be interactive files, like in today's e-commerce or banking platform. You can see the HTML pages can be participated by the people to whom it has been sent or targeted, or it has been hosted in a web. This first version of web could not do that. And there is to be limitation, because a carrier of written communication only between two users it could not be multi-user oriented. Like today, if you host a LinkedIn post, many people can see and many people can give their comments and likes, like in Facebook and LinkedIn or Instagram. In Web 1.0, this facility was not there. And as it is said that necessity is the mother of invention, and there is a latent demand of society. Once you give a facility to the society, while interacting with the facility or while using the facility, people will say, "Arey aisa hota to acha hota. Arey isme ye agar facility hota to acha hota," which ignited the creative minds of various digital designers. So that brought Web 2.0. Now, Web 2.0 developed certain dynamic features. Well, dynamic feature means it is not only the creator of the content of Web 1.0 who could control it or who could change it and repost it in his web. Web 2.0 became an interactive web where more than 2 users can work on it. There is to be facility of navigation between 2 or more web pages. That means today, suppose you are in Google image page and that image has captured the image from a blog posted by somebody using, say, Yahoo or Mozilla, or suppose he has done it in LinkedIn, some photo has come in LinkedIn, that photo or image has been captured by Google. So what you see there, the navigation between 2 compatible different types of computers and 2 different types of websites are talking to each other and getting interoperable. That means you can reach an Yahoo site from a Google site and vice versa, or you can reach a Google site or an Instagram site from the site of, say, Facebook or whatever. It is so interoperable. So the Web 2.0 was a boon for the researchers because you could create Google Forms in questionnaires and your target audience used to answer, and Google used to create a repository of those answers, convert those into Excel files and do analytics of that. And thus it became researchers' boon. This Web 2.0 gave us the facility of interactions. In these interactions, we could share media files, that means photographs, etc. We could also do website hosting service, various things we could do. And the version facilitated operations using a cloud computing with decentralized control. So this was the Web 2.0, which is called the platform economy. Web 1.0 gave us the information economy. Like at that point of time, yellow pages in my childhood, telephone directory yellow pages used to come to us in printed big book forms. And when Web 1.0 came, we got the yellow pages in website and we got telephone directories in website. Then came Web 2.0, which became a platform economy, social media platforms. But at that point of time, financial transactions used to be done only by platforms created by bankers, where the control used to be centralized control. Although the platform for financial transaction was under the centralized control, but life became easy. Even the today's banking system, still CBDC comes and some more applications of blockchain comes. We are still using Web 2.0 for all our banking requirements, all our investment requirements. Like today, if you want to invest or buy a security or equity shares, you go to your banking demat platform and you go and requisition it. Your bank as a broker arranged to get it purchased and credit to you and transferred to your account, your demat account, to the internet system. So the Web 2.0 became a very good facilitator. But the problem of Web 2.0 was that it is still under the control of one person or one organization. It was interactive, but the independence of the interaction was limited. Moreover, the others who are interacting, they are either guided by what the front-end application allowed them to do. For example, if you want to, if you go to a banking platform and while you are doing a transfer of money, if you, in the narration, if you want to use any special character like bracket, full stop, they will not allow you. It does mean that in this kind of platforms, the independence of the user was limited by what the creator of the platform allowed you to do. Point number one. In Web 2.0, the highest benefit was that it was an interactive. And suppose there is a loan application in the bank website, you could fill up the loan application, you can upload it, bank could send you an email saying, at the time you are filling up, if you are leaving something wrong or you are filling a wrong information, the system could guess it and system could give it a pop-up that please fill up this information or this information is wrong, and it stopped you to submit. But the problem here, there was no underlying contract between the platform creator or the service provider and the service recipient or the service user or the platform user. Whatever used to be the contract, it used to be one-sided, and you are allowed to read the contract terms and conditions, but you are not allowed to change the terms and conditions. So you are under a regime of dictation, or you were being dictated by that regiment. That's the regiment created by the banking system. I'm taking the banking as an example because most of us use it. Of course, in the regimentation process created by the bank, there used to be interventions of regulators, that is RBI, or in case of an insurance platform, the IRDI, but your independence were taken away because you were either you do it or you leave it kind of atmosphere was there. Web 3.0 left that, created that facility where the network has now become a P2P network. It is a B2B network, that is business to business, or C2C network, consumer to consumer, or a G2C network. Or G2C means government to citizen network, and it will have a decentralized applications. That means everybody will be having a wallet-based node. In that wallet-based node, which is the second version of blockchain technology, in first version of the blockchain technology, the wallet at the user's node was not created. So whatever transactions used to be there from your public key or your node, it used to be directly downloaded by you from the systems of blockchain. Now that is not required because the blockchain itself creates a node and a wallet, and all details of your transactions are available at your wallet only. Rest of the things are available on an accessible basis or a need-to-know basis from the central depository or central library. Or if you need, or if the users or the creators of the platform or the organization participating in the platform wants to design the platform in a manner that all the information and all the transactions will be there with all the participants know, that is also possible. So underlying technology for Web 3.0 became blockchain technology or decentralized database management system, which is called DDSM, Decentralized Database Management System, DDMS, I'm sorry. So, so users could own their own content and control their own content. I'll explain to you. Suppose you have a healthcare system in Web 3.0 in blockchain, and you have uploaded for consulting physicians in America or India, your own blood report or your own chest X-ray report or your own various other pathological reports. You will continue to own that. And nobody will have the authority to change that. That is, you are the controller and the owner of your content. But you can share it with everybody. So if need be, reach of network can be extended to global users. That means today in a web-based healthcare platform, an Indian surgeon doing an operation on a patient in India can be participated by a consultant surgeon from US through a video conference. And tomorrow, Web 3.0 will facilitate in metaverse that the guy who is there, he did not see a video conference, he will be able to see a 3D picture of the operations going on in India, sitting in his drawing room in America in a 3D format. So that's the kind of things which is going to happen going forward. So in this network, there will be another very interesting thing is that when you go for a banking platform in Web 2.0, you are known by your name or your customer ID or your phone number. And of course, that is known to bank. But when you're transferring some money from your bank account to another person's bank account, you are getting to know the another person's bank account number and name also. In Web 3.0 facility, that will not be required because the underlying blockchain will make your representation to the other users of that particular platform through a public key. So you will be known by a public key and not a private key. But while you enter for the first time as a participant, your entire customer verification system or know your customer or know your participant will take place. But that will take place at a single point, post which you will be assigned a public key. And with every transaction, your hashtag will be changing along with the transaction hashtag and your public key. So this is a distribution database management system. On the right side, what you are seeing in the Web 3.0, which is a distributed network. In a distributed network, the beauty is each nodal point, each point is connected with the other point. As you can see in the picture, this particular guy is connected with all the other guys. But here that is not there. You are only connected with this particular guy. In a Web 3.0, browser will change, the storage system will change, the video and audio call systems will change because you will be using now a metaverse headset. The operating systems will change. The social network is going to change. Suppose your friend has gone to Kashmir and he is giving you snowfall pictures in Kashmir or videos in Kashmir. When you see sitting in your home through your platform, Web 3.0 metaverse platform, you will be feeling as if you are in Kashmir. And if your AC is on in your room, you will further feel that you are in Kashmir. Messaging will change and remote jobs will change. Now, the problem is you are saying the whatever icons you are showing, Dr. Basu, none is known to us. Web 3.0 is claimed to be there in operations today, but in some limited versions, and in our country, this has not come in a big way as of now. This has come to a certain extent where virtual immersive technology has been applied. To a certain extent, the operating systems are changing, but believe me, for us to be Web 3.0 netizen means to get our passport to Web 3.0. The technology is still not so widely dispersed, even in Western Europe and in US. So it's taking time, but it will come soon. So what are the comparative analysis of Web 1.0, Web 2.0, and Web 3.0, which were discussed so far? You can take 7 parameters. The first parameters is interaction. Well, Web 1.0 allowed you to do read only, Web 2.0 read and write, and Web 3.0 will give you read and write and own. User data, it was cookie controlled, still it is there. Third-party controlled in Web 2.0, as I was giving the example of bank controlling. And it is portable and personal because the underlying smart contract of the blockchain will control, because the blockchain will give you the facility of coming into a common terms and conditions through the smart contract, where the terms and conditions can also be made to be flexible by doing some changes, and you have the liberty to agree or not agree. In Web 2.0, you didn't have anything of that sort. You were exclusively dependent upon the Web 2.0 platform provider. But in Web 3.0, you know what you are going for because you are digitally signing. In Web 2.0 also, you are digitally signing. But Web 3.0 is, you can also change the contract if you so necessary, if you feel. Moreover, in Web 3.0, the terms of the contracts will be embedded in the software. That's why the software will now be called as contractware. That means when a terms and conditions of a contract is scripted in a software, the new terminology which comes out is called contractware. The medium was static text in Web 1.0. It became interactive content in Web 2.0 and now become virtual economies. Why it is being said virtual economies? Let me explain to you what has happened in an US, Western US. A government of that particular state was not doing a particular bridge over a particular water body. So what these guys do, they created a blockchain-based platform for crowdfunding, and the people around that place contributed to that particular crowdfunding, and against the crowdfunding, they created tokens. The tokens means each token represents one part of the value of the bridge which they created by crowdfunding. Now this token is a representation of the value content of that bridge. What is the earning of that bridge? Whatever toll charges the passers-by pay each time they go through the bridge, that is the source of revenue. And they publish, like any other commercial organization, their profit and loss account, etc., etc. But the shareholders of that particular company which created the bridge, they are virtual owners of that bridge. Now, suppose somebody goes from Western US to Eastern US, changes his residence, and he wants to sell off that particular token. He can offer for sale in this platform itself that I want to sell my token, my virtual ownership portion, and it can be done. Similarly, suppose there is a huge antique in a museum. Suppose it is Mona Lisa's picture in Louvre Museum, Paris. Now, if Paris government wants to create token against Mona Lisa's picture, so Mona Lisa becomes a public ownership. Suppose Mona Lisa's pictures is valued in $10 billion, let us assume. So $1 can be the token value. And in course of time, if you buy a token of Mona Lisa's 1 by 10 billion ownership, tomorrow if price increases to 12 billion, you make a profit of 20 billion. So essentially, Web 3.0 will thus allow you to create virtual economy. So organization will allow you to create communities. Community means whosoever participates in a platform can become a community. For example, voting. Web 3.0 will allow governments to conduct voting through blockchain, and the constituency of any member of parliament or a member of local state assembly can create a community in the blockchain platform. Suppose he wants to raise a question in parliament or in the state council about a particular issue, public issue of his constituency, he can circulate his point and people can respond. So you can create a virtual community through Web 3.0. There will be a blockchain cloud where the data will be stored, and now control will be decentralized, and advertisement ad spend will be user engagement. So advertisement spend could be cost per link. Today Facebook is charging advertisers for each click by a participant of Facebook on a particular advertisement is a charge. Tomorrow it will be user engagement. Okay, so this is the journey between 1980 to 1990. We saw the PC era. Then 1990 to 2000, we saw the Web 1.0. 2000 to 2010, we saw Web 2.0. 2010 started the advent of Web 3.0, but let anybody claim anything, Web 3.0 is expected to end by 2030, and by that time Web 4.0 is to set in. But according to me, scalability and interoperability is becoming an issue because a lot of cyber criminals have hacked the bridges between two blockchain platforms. So I personally feel Web 3.0 getting fully bloomed and fully usable by users. I don't see 2030, maybe it could be 2040. And after that, the theoretical decades of 4.0 will start. So semantics are coming in one side. If you see the journey, in one side it is semantic web. It means a proposed development of www in which data in web page is structured and tagged in such a way that it can be read directly by computers. That means in tomorrow, even without opening the computer, if you want to participate, an instrument like Alexa will allow you to work, because Alexa will transform by his cognitive ability. All written can be converted to voice, and you can give voice instruction to buy a share or sell a share or something. Many things will happen, but I see Web 3.0 is not happening very soon. So this is the journey. Here we are today, and many signs you are aware of. These are the signals you are aware of, and you are yourself using. This is WhatsApp. So tomorrow things will essentially change. Web 3.0, I'm still saying tomorrow because any person sitting in US could have said Web 3.0 is today. But in India, Web 3.0 is still not being used by us the way it should be used. Although 2 years before, Government of India has declared the blockchain policy, but we are not seeing it as yet. So by now I have spoken to you about many applications of Web 3.0. I'll take another 5 minutes to close it. First is decentralized application. Metaverse, I was talking to you. Near real virtual marketplace, I was talking about Mona Lisa being tokenized. Decentralized finance, which some people feel that UPI or PayPal or say Google Pay, these are digital transformation. Essentially, no. These are digitalized transformation. When tokens will come, it will be digital transformation of financing system. Cryptocurrency, of course, is a digital transformation, which is perhaps dying its own natural death. Advanced gaming will come. The change of gaming would be, today it's a game of created by somebody else. Tomorrow you can create your own game, and it will not be gaming for only money. It will be gaming of mind and brain. And finally, there will be a concept called zero knowledge proof. It does mean that blockchain will be used for people whom you don't believe. So that's the zero knowledge proof. Advanced social media application will come. Virtual real estate will come. I gave you the real estate position of that bridge. Virtual avatars will come. Sports people, suppose you are playing against a tennis player. Days are not very far where you will be yourself playing against a virtual tennis player. Like in my paper on metaverse, in my previous session here in this same platform organized by Deepak, I talked about Zuckerberg playing, arrowing with some other players, which is a virtual player. Advanced non-fungible tokens, which I was talking to you about Mona Lisa being digitalized into tokens. So how digital transformation will facilitate Web3, and Web3 will facilitate digital transformation. Now, the mantra of digital transformation is 4 Ds. One is discover, design, deliver, and de-risk. Discover, design, and deliver, you have already tested it in Web 2.0, but de-risking you have not tested as yet. The moment blockchain comes along with Web 3.0, many de-riskings will take place, and that is what people are waiting for blockchain to give us. These are some of the benefits of blockchain technology. For want of time, I thought Deepak will originally give me 90 minutes, but I see he has given me only 60 minutes. So you can read in my book.
I have given you 90 minutes.
Is it 90 minutes?
Yeah.
I saw in your minutes of the, in your this thing, it is 3 to 4.
No, sir, 4:30. You can carry on, sir.
Okay. With the participants' permission, I can explain this part little more. See, the beauty of blockchain is a peer-to-peer network, and it's a smart contract-based, decentralized data storage management system. Transparency with pseudonymity. I was talking to you that you will be known in the system by your public key, and nobody will know you by your name or phone number or your email ID. And there will be no central authority who will be controlling you. It is the blockchain-based smart contract or the contract which will be the controlling phenomena, and that control will be also mutually agreed by and between the parties who are participating. The security part will come from encryption based on complex algorithm. This encryption is taking place very interestingly. and to do a cyber attack in an encrypted environment where decentralized database management system is there, it is very, very difficult to do it. Now, you must have heard about recent cyber attack into some cryptocurrency platform, which is a Web 3.0 facility, how it has happened. I have done a detailed study of these platforms. It has happened this way. Suppose this is the platform for Ethereum, and this is between these, they have created a bridge. Now, this is completely encrypted and dynamically encrypted. This is a completely encrypted. When the offering a Dogecoin, that means you are selling Dogecoin and buying Ethereum, these two platforms has to interact each other with this bridge, through this bridge. Now, this bridge is not as protected or as stubborn in terms of encryption and algorithms as are the two blockchain platforms. Now, cyber criminals are entering into this, and by having an entry into this, they are now in a position to get the links for getting into this, or they are in a position to get the keys for getting into this. So one of the struggle which the digital solution creators are having today is the element of this bridge getting protected. Once the bridge becomes highly protected, Web3 will be very, very successful. And I'm very hopeful about this protection. I'm sure this will come very, very soon, maybe 2 to 3 years down the line, if not already found. I think some protocols and some versions are still on. But as you know, between the cyber criminals and the solution designers, it is always a cat and mouse game. But that game will continue. However, there are hardly any information today of a blockchain platform getting directly hacked. So every transaction is authenticated. So without any authentication, no transaction can happen. And it is pulled into the next block and immediately encrypted. It cannot be changed. Each block is encrypted with a cryptographical hash function and cannot be changed. That's not possible. Algorithmic rules can be dynamic in such a manner that 10 minutes before what algorithm was used, 10 minutes after that algorithm can change. But dynamic algorithm is a very expensive phenomena. For that, you need a lot of investments. So perhaps things may not be that protection, a dynamic algorithm, but that's not needed also. It is too very sophisticated. But I am told that when quantum computing will come, I'm yet to do a lot of study on quantum computing. When quantum computing will come, dynamic algorithm applications will be easier. But let's not forget that if a solution designer uses a quantum computing platform for creating dynamic algorithm, the cyber criminal also be benefited by the quantum computing. So things, the cat and mouse game will continue. But definitely, this will be a very useful Web 3.0 to come in. Now, another very interesting point of Web 3.0 is intelligentsia. I'll tell you why intelligentsia is coming in. When you design this solution, you are creating another facility in blockchain, which is called the facility of data storage and data classification and data reading. Now, when you do a structured analytics of data, you do data analytics. And if this data is fed into a machine learning system or artificial intelligence solution programming, what the beauty of blockchain technology would be that this continuous structuring of data and continuous feeding of data to artificial intelligence analysis systems, the platforms which are used by commercial organizations, they will be able to have the benefit of inferences drawn by data analytics done by the blockchain platform to the extent it will be shared by the users of the platform, like in marketing platform, or say let's give us the analysis of Mona Lisa. Suppose that Mona Lisa, Paris does that Mona Lisa of $10 billion or 10 billion tokens. Suppose once it is launched, the tokens are first purchased by Europe. It could be possible that daily 50 million or 500 million transactions will take place. Now, if the Louvre Museum Authority wants to know which part of the world or what type of people are getting interested in the Mona Lisa's picture, they will do a data analytics of the buying and selling in terms of geography, etc., etc. Although they will not be able to know the personal details of any user, they will be at least come to know that lots of people are buying from India, or maybe Asians are more interested in Mona Lisa's picture than any other country's people. I'm just giving you an example. Say many such interesting inferences can be drawn from the huge data that will be generated by the digital transformation process using blockchain technology. Another beauty of blockchain technology is that IoT, that is Internet of Things, or IIoT, that is Internet of Industrial Things, or IHOT, or Internet of Healthcare of Things, or can be agriculture, or can be drones. All these IoTs and drones, that is primary technologies like IoT and drone, can be connected to blockchain. So suppose I have already shared with you how drones can be useful for creating a comprehensive and integrated agriculture blockchain platform in a Web3 environment, and how drones can help in quickly detecting the health issues of crops growing on field, or by conducting quick insurance survey, or conducting quick survey of how the condition of the paddy or the other crops are, so that the process of selling can start. So going forward in Web 3.0, since it will be able to integrate various technologies into one platform of blockchain, because blockchain is considered as a foundational platform. Why it is a foundational platform? A foundation can hold our building where there is a dining room, there is a drawing room, there is a bedroom, there is a kitchen, or there are many things. Or on this foundation, you have several floors or whatever. A blockchain can also hold many types of applications like drones, IoTs, robotic process automation, etc., etc. So one of the beauty of digital transformation is 7-layer work. The first layer is data aggregation, which Web 3.0 will facilitate. Second is data management, which the blockchain website and the cloud of blockchain will ensure. Workflow automation, in any case, by itself, blockchain will do the workflow automation. The system is designed that way. Process component, it will be already there, which use results from algorithmic applications for digital transformation, because blockchain can facilitate the process of inferences drawn, embedded into the agreement system, into the blockchain system for popping up various messages. Interface integration, in any case, is possible in blockchain. End-to-end processing, that is the blockchain is designed for, and front-end software, that is the front-end, nobody will know that in the back-end blockchain is running. So 3D, with the help of blockchain, will bring in huge possibility of digital transformation. Now, one of the doubts which you can have in your mind, that you have heard that blockchain is an electricity guzzler. Why blockchain is blamed to be an electricity guzzler? There is a simple reason behind it. And the criminal for this is cryptocurrency. You know why cryptocurrency? Any cryptocurrency transaction need a miner, need 50% miners need to approve a cryptocurrency's buy and sell transaction. Any mining in any blockchain platform for cryptocurrency, depending upon the size, would take about 10 to 15 minutes of time of a miner to approve a transaction. And as you know, one of the major features of blockchain transaction or blockchain platform is a consent. But this is for cryptocurrency. Suppose you have created a blockchain platform between banks for for transaction processing, or you have created a blockchain platform for healthcare or voting, or running a old age home, or for logistics management, or for tokenized asset creation. All these things do not need mining, because the transaction will be between 1, 2, or 3 parties, where there will be a proposer of a transaction and there will be an acceptor of a transaction, that is proposer of a contract and acceptor of a contract. Could be possible there are 2, 3, 4 parties in one contract. That's possible. So here the consent giving will not require any activity called mining, because mining goes scanning the entire ledger. So in blockchain technology for cryptocurrency, there are a lot of computing time required for mining and consent giving. In a commercial operation blockchain or a 3D application, Web3 application blockchain, other than for cryptocurrency, it will not be required. So this Barman's digital transformation path, if we study, it will be very useful for us to understand why Web3 will be helping you to do a better digital transformation. This IBM Institute's value analysis using Barman's transformation is like this. You can have 3 paths to digital transformation: the how path and the what path. In the how path, you have create, leverage, integrate. And in the what path, you have enhance, extend, and redefine. Now, so far as path 1 is concerned, it is create and integrate digital operations first, then address the customer value proposition to achieve full transaction transformation. You remember what customer value proposition we saw in Wave 1. You saw. So when Wave 1 was discovered, it was overwhelming discovery for us, because we never knew that Wave 1 can exist. Even before, when for that matter, every evolution from primitive style to electricity-based communication, to computer-based communication, to web-based communication, to today's 3.0, every single discovery is an overwhelming discovery for us. So let's not forget that path 1 is always there. We address the customer value proposition to achieve full transformation. At that point of time when wave 1 was discovered, perhaps it was the full transformation. What is the path 2? Path 2 says extend, leverage and extend. So wave 1 was leverage and extended. For what? Enhance, extend, reshape the customer value proposition with the digital content, insight and engagement. Now, insight will be provided by cognitive technology, AI, ML, and data analytics. Content will be provided by, again, cognitive technology, which can recognize other than numbers or a voice. So there could be now voice content or picture content, and engagement. Engagement can be participative. Like I told you earlier, nobody could write on, and today you can issue a research questionnaire, people can participate, and or 3 researchers on the same topic can work through one database, so they can interact with each other. So that was the wave 2. And then focus on integrating digital operations. Finally, using those wave 2 applications, you could do your research and finish. Banking could do their transaction. Now take the case of a wave 3 applications, an advanced wave 2 application. So suppose here is a bank which has a portal where application comes in for car loan or gold loan, or I'm buying an Apple phone. So I can apply to bank's portal and I can upload my last submitted income tax return and my other credentials. The bank portal transfers this data to their own system and the documents, and the processor of the bank accesses those data, processes, and the approver of the same system approves this. So this everything is happening in the bank's own platform. Now suppose here is an e-commerce platform. Say Apple's Amazon. Amazon is selling Apple phone, let's assume. So, and you are buying an Apple 14 Pro Max, which is roughly about 1.47 lakhs in today's value. Now you want to take benefit of loan. Suppose this platform is HDFC Bank and this platform is Amazon e-commerce platform. Now the moment you have completed the buying and you are on the checkout page of Amazon, there can be a pop-up. Would you like to avail loan? This is a pop-up. That pop-up, you are still in Apple's Amazon platform and you are still buying Apple, you are checking out. And here is a pop-up, would you like to have a loan? You could be a customer of ICICI Bank or Bank of Baroda or State Bank, doesn't matter. The moment you say, yes, I would like to take a loan, this particular pop-up will transfer you to the HDFC site. An HDFC site, you are at your home and on your laptop or on your phone, where you have your last submitted return, your Aadhaar card, your PAN card, everything is available handy in digital form. So bank asks you to fill up a small form, submit the documents, and the HDFC Bank has implemented robotic process automation. In this robotic process automation, the transaction rules have been automated and the screening of the documents have been automated. That means the Aadhaar card, the PAN card, which you have submitted, those can be artificially screened by cognitive technology or referred to Aadhaar card's own site, that your number, your photographs are matching with the photographs you have submitted. So all these things takes about 5 to 7 minutes time, or even 1 minute time for your loan to be approved by HDFC and money to be transferred from HDFC loan banking site or consumer loan site to Amazon's e-commerce site. The moment HDFC sanctioned the loan, Amazon got a signal that this loan has been sanctioned and Amazon's bank account has been credited with the money to be paid by this consumer. And this consumer, State Bank of India, been informed that please pay EMI on account of your customer to my bank account, HDFC bank account number so and so. So there is a universal bank of HDFC, bank account of HDFC, which collects all these EMI loans installments from various banks against a particular loan application number and customer code. So what is happening here? An e-commerce site and a banking site for commercial loan is integrated through an API, application program interface, by virtue of which a purchaser of a smartphone from Apple is in a position to avail of loan from HDFC Bank, irrespective of he being a customer of HDFC or not customer of HDFC. And the whole process will not take 4 to 5 minutes because it will function with robotic process automation. This is what you saw in part 2. Now come to part 3, which is the Web3. In fact, you can say, sir, this application which you spoke, I have written about this application in my papers on robotic process automation and the previous paper also on Web3. Build a new set of capabilities around the transformed customer value proposition. Now, customer is sitting in his drawing room on a Sunday evening with his wife, and he is buying an Apple phone for his wife on the marriage ceremony day. And the whole thing is happening. So customer's value proposition is, and I don't have money, but I have the desire to gift my beloved wife an Apple phone. And I want to avail of money because I have got a lot of investable surplus. As of now, I don't have fixed deposits or cash in, or my credit card limit is full. So you are essentially understanding the customer's value proposition. And it also gives you earning because you will be charging interest, and you've done it. But here you are operating in a Web2 platform. Same thing when you get into Web3 platform, the whole thing will be tokenized. It does mean, tokenization means, now an Apple phone cannot be tokenized, but definitely you can buy shares of a company in future in token form. So stock exchange can be run in Web3 by blockchain platform, which has already been done. The stock exchange of London, Gibraltar, and Switzerland has already adopted blockchain prototypes for tokenized asset, that is share buying and selling. So, so digital transformation with Web3 will be another revolutionary, overwhelming change in digital transformation as we go forward. So I will stop here and now look forward to your questions. As we go forward, we'll take your questions. Yes. You can open your video and ask me questions.
So thank you, sir, for a very detailed insight into it. I'm sure it will take time for us to really digest this really path-breaking Web 3.0. But I would urge the participants, if you have any queries, even the basic of the queries, that if you've not understood anything to that extent, please do ask.
Let's not underestimate.
Yeah.
The other day I was addressing again the HPCL officials on blockchain technology. It was the India Vigilance Day. And mandate to me was to discuss benefits of blockchain technology for vigilance management. That means establishing reliability of systems and processes. There were about 375 participants who never knew what is blockchain. Maybe 10% of them could be knowing it. But Deepak, believe me, the type of questions I received, the sheer out of inquisitiveness were amazing questions. So I'm ready to receive any question from anybody here.
Yes, so any questions? Fundamental basic questions. Yes, Monica ma'am. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are. Go on,
Yeah.
please.
So it was a amazing presentation, especially when it's an area which is of my great interest. With blockchain, one thing that I want to understand is, since it is a distributed ledger, so it is the main thing, it is decentralized. So one thing that I want to understand is whether it will affect the efficiency when we are calling any, for example, if any data is stored in one centralized way, it's easy to put a query and then receive an answer. So the time of query or answering the query is very less. But since it is a decentralized ledger, so will it affect the efficiency of calling maybe?
Look at Deepak, this question is quite a tough question, but let me ask you, Monica, you may be, sorry, I'm calling you by your first name. Or should I call you Professor Sharma?
No, sir, it's fine.
So Prof, it is like this. In a decentralized technology, the beauty is you are allowed to know any information on a need to know basis. That means by transaction to transaction, because of your participation in a transaction, the blockchain is in a position to know which information is to be known to which person. For example, let me give an example. I'm importing a machine from, say, US, and we have appointed Bureau Veritas as the quality certifier. Now, the agreement is between the machine builder and US machine builder and US Bureau Veritas that they will appoint based on the terms and conditions of the main agreement between me and the Bureau Veritas, the machine supplier, that I will import that machine based on quality certification. The moment agreement is signed digitally in the blockchain platform between the quality certifier and the machine builder, the agreement will be uploaded into the library. Blockchain will announce the transaction. Now, who are the people who will be given auto access to that? One is me, that is the importer. Next, the shipping authority, because quality certification without bill of lading will not be issued.
Yes, sir.
Next, the bank, both the bankers of the buyer and the seller, because one of the conditions of letter of credit is that the letter of credit will not be negotiated between two banks for financial transaction without the quality certification. It will also be given to the local transporter who will not lift the machine for carrying it from the manufacturing plant to the port without this quality certification being completed. So first principle of blockchain is, although it is a decentralized ledger, but transaction will be announced and relayed to all the parties who need to know it based on the nature of the transactions. And suppose this transaction, the party, suppose with the carrier from US manufacturing plant to the nearest US port, where from the machine will be shipped to India, he is neither a financially affected party, but for performing his duties and responsibilities, he has the legal responsibility to ensure that the quality certificate is carried to the port along with the other documents. So he is being allowed to know. Now question is of yours is that whether it will be difficult in a decentralized ledger system to solve a query or solve a problem in the blockchain technology. Answer is no. Because first of all, in your wallet, all the information which you need to know will be shown. Second, any financial transaction or operating transaction with which you have a direct connection for running your business, like suppose this guy has completed and handed over the machine appropriately to the ship and the marine freight container provider into which the machine has been stuffed and handed over to the shipping agency and bill of lading is issued. The moment the freight forwarder or the guy uploads the bill of lading into the system, the supplier comes to know that the machine has been shipped and now I can expect a bill from my vendor who has provided me the transport service.
Yes, sir.
So I, as a buyer of the machine in India, I am comforted that the machine has been shipped. Now, for me as a buyer, there is no financial liability occurring. But to the machine builder, there is a financial liability which has already occurred. Suppose he has not sent the bill as yet, but by now, 31st December has passed. So machine builder will pass an entry in his books of accounts, credit liability, debit freight cost, right? Now, this particular transaction, how he will get to know the wallet which has been created by blockchain in the participating node of the builder will get connected with his ERP, that is SAP or Oracle Financial, with an API. So it will already create the journal for transaction. Reversely, on the freight forwarders system, it will create a amount receivable from the machine builder, a receivable item, right? And sales will be credited. So these will not be an issue, Professor.
Yes, sir. Yes, I got your point, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for this question, Manika. Any other question? So I had one question.
Yeah.
In the difference between Web 1.0, 2.0 and 3.0, one of the topmost items which you had said was in Web 1.0, it was read, then read, write, and read, write, own. So for example,
Only read, not write.
No, in 3.0, now it will be read, write, and own.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So if that data is owned by me, so for example, if I am on Facebook or Instagram and that data is owned by me, now currently they capture the data with whatever enablers I give, permissions I give, they capture the data and they use it in the manner which I have consented to, knowingly or unknowingly. Now, if this data is owned by me, how will the social media platforms be able to, get advantage of me being there on their platform?
Okay.
One.
Very good.
And two is that if that data was with them, for whatever worth it is, it was in their secure mechanism. It was in their cybersecurity scope. Does it mean that it becomes my cybersecurity scope now to take care of my own data? I don't know whether this makes sense.
Okay, I will rehear the second question from you. Let me first answer the first question. Very, very interesting. Now, suppose I am creating a Web3 version of Facebook or Instagram. Now, what Facebook or Instagram is interested today? They are interested today. Like, take the case, I am an insurance influencer. One of the insurance company which provides medical insurance, recently I have done a posting of their insurance facility in my own way, and I have been paid for it. I'm not naming the insurance company, but I've got it. So Facebook, Instagram, they earn in two ways. One, they do posting of the advertisement of their client companies on the sides of the Facebook and Instagram, and each time customer clicks it, the money is given to Facebook. Now, what the other thing Facebook does, Facebook looks at the pictures you post, applies artificial intelligence, and passes on information that each time you go for your travel, whether you go to a hillside or a ocean side, or suppose you have done some party, what type of food you have ordered, or if you have written certain things, Facebook collects all your writing messages, and from there through artificial intelligence, he comes to know what is your area of interest. So according to your area of interest, they filters the advertisement and post it. Now, let me give you an example of Google. I bought few days before I buy Darjeeling tea, as you know. I as a Bengali do not drink any other tea other than Darjeeling tea. So during COVID time, I couldn't go. So I bought a lot of Goodrick tea through e-commerce, because during COVID time, I did not travel much to Calcutta. Now, about 1.5 months after, when I was visiting a Google website, suddenly I saw Goodrick advertisement popping up. How? Google has allowed me to go to Goodrick site, and Google has tracked that 60 days or 45 days before I have bought tea. Now, Google and Goodrick has an arrangement that for customer accessing Goodrick site through you will be issued after 45 days or 30 days my advertisement, so that he again buys my Goodrick tea. This is Web 2.0. Now you are coming to Web 3.0. In Web 3.0, first of all, the platform will be run by blockchain. For a moment, do not assume that Web 3.0 will completely eliminate Web 2.0. Web 3.0, there will be new avatar of Instagram and Facebook, where the smart contract will be having a facility for explicitly allowing you to permit that particular platform creator to use your data, your picture, anything, or even throw advertisement options to you. This is number one. Number two, today you are using, you as Facebook, you are using my data, everything of mine, through your artificial intelligence to create business propositions for others, or you are influencing me by the messages of people whom I follow. Right now, you are doing it. Tomorrow, you will not be allowed to show me all this, or you will not be allowed to use my data, although you are providing the platform, because my platform is my platform.
Exactly.
Unless I give you permission, my data will not be accessible to you, because once you provide the platform, you no longer remain the administrator of the platform. That is the beauty of blockchain. Blockchain doesn't need any administrator. There is nothing called a central controller, except for changing the program software itself. Because of one simple reason, there's a question from Ms. Jaskiran Kaur, I'll come to you. Because Web 3.0, there the earnings should be earning from participation. Today, Facebook, you don't pay anything. Maybe tomorrow, Web 3.0, you'll have to pay. Like Elon Musk is asking you to pay a blue tick fee of $8 per month.
So I have a reverse question on this. I'll just take 30 seconds for this.
Before that, let me first, Deepak, you and I can interact. Gaurav and Jaskiran has queries. Let me answer their queries.
Yeah, please.
Yes, Jaskiran and Gaurav. your queries.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Thank you so much for such a great session. Although I am a person of complete management, but because I'm studying
Who is there? Open your video, please.
Okay, sir. Okay, just a minute. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Although I am a person of complete management, but because I'm studying cryptocurrency and a Bitcoin complete, procession, how it is going to impact future. So I landed into computers and I started studying about blockchain. So I was very interested to learn, but there was one thing that I got stuck, somewhere the Bitcoin or a cryptocurrency, what we call, is being treated as a, private blockchain. And somewhere they are saying it is a public blockchain. That is something is creating a lot of confusion.
Professor Kaur, first of all, if you want to know blockchain, please read my book. It is there in NMIMS library, SBM library, that is Bombay. You can tell Dr. Mukherjee to pick up a few books of mine and keep in your library.
I will surely, sir.
Let me tell you, any cryptocurrency platform is a complete public platform.
Okay.
Any Tom, Dick and Harry can get into that platform.
Okay.
In its original form, when so-called Satoshi Nakamoto introduced that platform, at that point of time, there was no KYC even. I'm talking about 2009. In course of time, KYC was introduced. So for a moment, never ever think that 16,000 cryptocurrencies which are there in the world, they are private blockchain platforms. No, they are public platforms. Now you can ask me, what is a private blockchain platform? That like in India, 15 banks of India are creating a blockchain platform for transactions on inter-country trade, that is EXIM trade. That is called trade finance. So if you are creating a blockchain platform for transactions by and between parties, this will be a private blockchain platform because you and I cannot get into that platform. Okay. It will be only for those people who are in that trade. Mutual. Now, in that trade could be exporters of various countries will be allowed, importers of various countries allowed, not Tom, Dick and Harry. Suppose there is in Australia, there is a blockchain platform based old age house running. Now, okay, in that old age house, that blockchain platform is specifically allowed to be accessed through a KYP, Know Your Participant system, by people who are intending to block a room in an old age home for a specific period. That's a private blockchain. So your query, could I answer? A public blockchain and a private blockchain are entirely different. A cryptocurrency platform can never be a private blockchain. Now come to Web 3.0 tokens. Now I gave you the example of Mona Lisa.
Yes.
Right. Now, if Louvre Museum wants to decide that no Tom, Dick and Harry will allow people with certain earnings or people who only possesses passports of certain countries who are to be proved to be not drug peddlers or something, okay, they can create a public blockchain platform with restrictions of entry. Okay. But once entries are restricted and provided to you, then Louvre will not be able to administer you. No, Professor Kaur, you get out of it because you have done so and so. Okay. Like today, Twitter is doing. What Twitter is doing? Sometimes they are suing you, get out of Twitter. Sometimes you are being allowed. Yes. The sole administrator is Twitter. But in Louvre Museum platform, it cannot be done. So okay, even if it is a private blockchain platform, widely private blockchain platform, but it can be having some restrictive authority to the administrator of the platform. So versions will be changing based on the requirements and the purpose of business.
Okay, so that means both type are existing depending upon the firm and
The
the
business purpose for which you are using the platform or service purpose. Like Calcutta municipality in Kolkata, they have created a blockchain platform for issuing birth certificate.
Oh,
You can create a blockchain platform for issuing degree certificates to your students.
CMCs, yes, yes.
That will be a private blockchain platform. Suppose any employer of US wants to see your student's degree, they will be first getting access through a KYP process, and whether he will give the KYP access or not, that is up to you.
Yes.
But the degree will be hosted there.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I'll get the books from library shortly.
Or you can buy it also. I can share with Deepak, and Deepak can share.
I'll take it from.
It's just 600 rupees. Right.
Yeah.
There are 30 articles are there on digital transformation.
Okay.
Of course, in my second issue, this Web 3.0 will come, but blockchain is there a full form.
Okay.
Yes, there was a
Gaurav.
Thank you, ma'am, for asking.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hello, sir. I don't know that if my question is will sound stupid or not. I'm still processing because I am from the literature background. I have no idea about blockchain and all this. But what has struck me is that with coming of Web 3.0, will the dissemination of information will be copyleft, or there will be because right now a lot of things we don't get access to easily. It's copyrighted. So with this
Professor Gaurav, I'll give you a beautiful proposition for that. Today, you can listen to any of the music of your favorite singer from YouTube, right?
Yes.
Without making any payment, right?
Yes.
But me and you do not ever think that his profession and his family is run by his earning from his singing. And same is true for any guitarist or violinist or flutist or for any magicians or something, right? So we think of uploading everything and we do everything right now. Web 3.0 will stop it. Every television, film, every song, every music which are hosted in Web 3.0, you will not be able to download. You will be able to record. Of course, sound to sound recording is possible, but you will not be able to download. You will not be able to use it for every. What is YouTube today? We have a famous singer called Pannalal Bhattacharjee. 10-20 different YouTubers have created YouTube for them and circulated these songs. And if he has got 2,000 subscribers, he will get advertisement revenue from YouTube. In Web 3.0, it will not be possible. Think of Web 3.0 with virtual immersion. That means you will be able to see Kashmir only by a headset. The moment headset is down, you will not be able to see anything of it. And when your headset is on, you will not be able to copy the picture from the headset. So how you will copy? So Web 3.0 will be benefiting the creative artist in a big way. Very big way, very big way. It will be a situation for singers that you will not be able to listen the music directly. You have to listen through an instrument like a headset. And that instrument will not allow you to copy it out. So the protection of intellectual rights will be at its highest capabilities with Web 3.0. Because you are seeing only through instruments, you are not seeing with your naked eyes, or you are not listening with your naked eyes or ears. Right? That's why most of the cinemas, musics are coming these days like OTT over the television. In going forward, if it is Web 3.0, you will not be able to record its dialogues, even keeping a voice recorder in front of your television. It's not possible. Suppose a Netflix film is going on, you can copy it, right? By posting a videographer in front of your television. You can copy, right?
Yes.
But tomorrow, facility would be such that you will be using it with an instrument. That instrument will not allow you to do anything. In naked eyes and naked ears, you will not be able to see anything. But let me tell you, this imagination is quite far-flung, because if that is the kind of situation, people will not listen. So what the musicians will do, they will not release any song without getting the required payment. Like earlier, when car insurance used to be there, 20 years before, you used to pay every year your car motor road tax, right? Government was in a trouble to collect every vehicle's road tax every year. So what government is doing, it is taking one-time road tax. I think things will change to that going forward.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes. But your anxiety is well taken. Web 3.0 is going to protect creative artists, writers, singers. Their earnings will be protected. Copywriting will be protected. Yes. Any other question?
Yeah. So I was asking.
Coming Deepak to your question. Yes.
So I was saying that today, if I run a small campaign on Facebook for say 4 days, 5 days, depending on the distribution list that I choose. So I have a professional account in which I promote my books and all, right? So I pay say 500 rupees for running a 4-day campaign in the regions that I want to. So I can choose the regions, I can choose the cities.
And the audience also you can choose.
Yeah. So accordingly, then it is debited from my account on a daily basis. So I pay 500. So I, take a 500 rupees campaign and it debits it. And then it gives me the profile that so many impressions, so many engagements, so many visits, and so many profile visits were there. Right. So they give me a data. So what I end up getting is that I pay and my profile is visited, circulated, or whatever. Now I'm saying that I am there on Facebook as a Facebook subscriber. So Facebook has my data about this thing. And so when Facebook is putting me to an advertiser, to a prospective advertiser, because of my previous history of what I have liked, what I have forwarded, what I have shared, he's using my data to give me advertisers, to push advertisers to me. I am looking at this thing that why cannot I be charging Facebook? Can Web 3.0 lead to that situation that if somebody if some advertiser has visited my site, this advertiser pays me. If I have given a data to Facebook, my name, my phone number, my email ID, Facebook pays me this amount for sharing that data. Okay, good question. Let me answer you. It's a very simple thing. It's not a problem. First of all, today, who is the processor of the information about the footfalls on your campaign? It is the Facebook. Yeah. Tomorrow, Facebook will not have any access to this data. Exactly. The data will be processed by the blockchain itself, and it will be transferred to your node directly. So Facebook has no role to play in this. It will be charging you. Yes, their business model would be your participation will be a chargeable participation. Okay. So now Deepak Chawla's campaign has created certain data. With Deepak Chawla's competitor has approached
and say कि इनका data मुझे भी दे दो. Now, Facebook will be selling it. For a moment, let's assume unethically they are selling it. They are not, ethically they should not, but they are selling it. Tomorrow they don't have possession of the data, where from they will sell?
Exactly.
Now they approach Deepak Chawla कि सर आपका पर्पस तो हो गया, अभी मुझे ये बेचने का राइट दो. Another smart contract will be there between you and Facebook, which will make a business model for you to sell the data created by this campaign by you to Facebook against a consideration, which will be negotiated within the Facebook's blockchain system by you and Facebook.
Correct. Correct.
That means the data you generate, that is the ownership, virtual ownership economy. That's why I wrote that.
Mm-hmm.
It's own and control. You, Web3 will give you the controlling facility.
And I should be able to monetize my data.
Yeah, you will be able to monetize your data. Absolutely no problem.
So, there is some information we give to the app that we are using. We'll be using multiple apps, whether it is travel app, food app, hospitality app. So there is some data that we provide to the app. There is some information which is collected by the app by way of we granting permission to them. So
Yeah.
all of that I should be able to monetize in future.
Your fear psychosis today is that somebody is monetizing your data. Tomorrow you will not have this fear psychosis. Very clear. That is the purpose of Web3, that you can own what you create.
Correct.
Because the blockchain's automated system will run the campaign, and the data which will get generated will be deposited to your wallet.
Now today, if there is Flipkart also and Amazon also, just to give an example, if I'm doing any e-commerce and I choose, say, Amazon instead of Flipkart, Amazon should pay me for using their app. I have downloaded their app, I'm using their app, I'm using their platform. Whatever be the transaction cost, that is different of the product. But I am using the app, I'm giving this thing to the.
Now let me share with you. Let me see whether these answers.
I think we can discuss that offline. So participants may not be interested in this.
Yeah. Now, there is an answer to this question which we can discuss later.
We can discuss that offline, but I think it has, the more we speak about it, the more we realize that there are, wheels within wheels, which we need to understand. So I would like to thank you, sir. I think we have far exceeded the time and people have been patient enough. So I would also urge the participants, in case you have any afterthoughts, any after queries, you can reach out to Dr. Basu. He's there on LinkedIn, you can DM him. He's there on Twitter, you can DM him. And we can also share his contacts with you. So please reach out to him. Please subscribe to his YouTube channel, Twitter and LinkedIn, and you will be benefited a lot. So thank you, participants, for joining. And thank you, Dr. Basu, for this.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.